welcome. This is a little short video with some tips on how to release your neck and your shoulders. So I will do this on my yoga mat, and this is my usual yoga space. That's where I teach my online classes, but most of these things you can do also on the office, sitting on your desk or on the table. Why not? Maybe even on the kitchen table. And it could be helpful to have a belt. This is a yoga belt, but you can also just have a belt from your bathrobe or a scarf, something that holds those, so not something you're super worried about breaking. So that's a few things you can use, but even if you don't have it, I'm sure you can take some good advantage of this few exercises. So one really great thing is whether you're sitting on a desk or on a chair, or sometimes even in traffic if you have a moment, make sure you keep an eye on what's happening though, is starting by half circling your neck. So you have your chin moving from ear to ear basically. And that's the beginning, and you can close your eyes and breathe. Take a few really deep breaths. And if that's fine for your neck, you could even go for full circles. So doing the really big full circles. Could be, if you're doing full circles, make sure you change the sides. So you do a couple of rounds on one side and a couple of rounds on the other side. And then come back to the center, and now just circle your shoulders. And this can be both shoulders or one at a time. And I'm going back, so I'm opening towards the back side, but I can also come from the back to the front. So both. You're doing both, and you're quite free here in moving them around a little bit freely in one or both, or separately in both directions. So back and to the front. So it's two different things. This one and then this one. And so now let's focus on one shoulder only, going forward to the front, up and back and down again. And if you wish, you can add your arm. It doesn't have to be, but you could. Maybe if you're in the office, you want to skip that one. And then the other way, so to the front, with or without your arm. Without the arm is super fine too. And then the other one, so up and back to the front, up and back. I'm showing you with my finger, but you're not placing your finger on the shoulder here. And if you wish, adding your arm. Yes, and now what we're trying to do is, one is going back and the other one is coming to the front. So that's harder. It's a bit of coordination, very helpful. And then opposite, so one is going back and the other one front. If it's too much for you, just keep moving something in your shoulders. Great. And now relax for a moment. Close your eyes. Now we're just moving the head from side to side. Moving the head from side to side. So it's not the circle anymore, it's just gaze towards one side and then to the other side. Great. Now come back to the center, and now you're down with your chin and up, down. Relax your shoulders as much as possible and up. Perfect. Now the next time you are down, maybe watch me first. I'm going to interlace my fingers. I'm not pulling, I'm just using the weight of my arms on the back of my head, letting the elbows fall in and the chest coming down, the chin, coming down towards the chest. And breathing and softening all the space between my shoulder blades and the back. Great. Couple of more breaths here. If you wish, you could gently move your chin from side to side. That can be very helpful for the sides of your neck. Gently. If you're moving, come back to the center with your head. It's still tilted forward. Release the hands though and place either one of your palms onto your forehead. Now listen carefully. You're not bringing your head up with your strength of your neck, but with the strength of your arm, of the hand and the arm. You are pressing into the forearm, into the forehead. So slowly coming up, making sure you're using the strength of the arm and not of the neck. That's really a cool thing to do and to learn to do. I'm showing you again. You're here and you're pressing it up. It's heavy. The head is really heavy with your arm. Yes. Feels already a bit softer now. What we're gonna do, I'm mirroring this for you. I'm gonna extend my left arm up. Move it across and have my left hand on my right ear. The same principle. I'm not pulling or pushing with this arm. I'm just letting the head move to the side. And now very important, I'm active with the opposite arm. And I'm even lifting it a little bit, if like I am doing, you're sitting on the mat, lifting it from the ground. And releasing, in this case, my left shoulder. And closing or even half closing the eyes for a moment. And it's an active stretching form. So the hand that is lifted from the ground is the one that is really doing the action. I'm kind of pushing that hand away from me. That should be something you feel on your whole neck. If you release it, you feel a little bit, but if you really elongate your arm away from you, it's gonna change the whole game. And I leave the head to the side. And the same principle like before, you use your fingers here under the side, under your temple, under the side, on the side of your head. You press your head back up with the strength of your arm, using as little as possible your neck. To the center for a little moment, and then change sides. So moving into the other side. And take your time to stay here, really enjoying or using this time to stay here. And remember, it's the free arm, the one that is extended diagonally to the side, that will make the difference. So you're activating that a little bit longer away from you. The fingers are long and active. You're reaching for the far corner. And then let the head to the side and gently just move the fingers under your opposite temple and press your head back up. Again, move your shoulders a little bit. If you have the belt, you can take the belt. If you don't have the belt, it's not needed. What we will do is that we will actually take the hand, our right hand up and back. Without belt, you can just do this form, grabbing with the opposite hand, or if you have the bind, just bind your hands behind you. If you're using the belt, grab the belt with the upper hand, grab the belt with the lower hand, and use this form we call, it's the Gomukhasana arms from the yoga poses. And you choose if you stay here or, and this can happen also on your desk, fold in and round your back. It's gonna help you. You can, if you're sitting on a chair, you can round towards your thighs as far as you can go. This really helps the opening of your shoulders as well. If you're rounding, come on back up. And everyone, release a little bit before we do the other side. Actually take both arms up and do a couple of circles. And then let's change side, with or without the belt. If you're not using the belt and you don't have the bind, this is your form. This is great, and you're trying to stay upright and open. If you're using your bind or the belt, just clasp your hands or grab the two ends of your belt behind your back. And you can stay either open, like so, or rolling forward into a gentle forward fold, releasing the tensions in your neck. And coming back up. Releasing the belt or the bind. Softening a little bit. One last form. We're just interlacing the hands behind the back and moving a little bit the hands away from the back and closer. So a bit of action here. And make sure you're relaxed in your face. You're not tightening your shoulders up, but down. So maybe the action is tiny, it's just here, that's fine. Or maybe it's a little bit bigger. And stay a couple of breaths with a bit more of an opening. And then release again. And if you want to add a bit more of this, go ahead and do so. One last form. It's the eagle arm. It's really helpful to release the middle back. So just it doesn't matter which one. Cross one elbow under the other, and if you can, you grab something on your hands or even your palms. Or if it's too much for you, a really nice version is this one. Just bring your fingers somewhere onto your back and hug yourself. That's a great form of this eagle. It's very similar, so either you stay in the one I'm showing or in this one. And both of them have a very nice form. To include a bit more of neck release is to let your chin fall down. You can do it like this, or even if you have the eagle form. If you have the eagle form, I'm showing you from the side, just maybe the forehead comes onto your arms. And now make sure you breathe really big between your shoulder blades in your back. I even like to wiggle a little bit. That helps my whole upper back to broaden. Change side. So either the one where you hug yourself like so, which is a great form, and you can just roll in, or the eagle arm form. This form is not for everyone. Some anatomy, some shapes, some body shapes won't be able to do that, and it's not really a matter of practice, it's just the way your bones are. So this one would be the great alternative for you. And release. One last thing with the breath. Inhale. Exactly. As you inhale, you really pick your shoulders high up, and as you exhale, drop them down. Couple more. Here you go. Thank you very much. I hope this is helpful, and keep up the good work and the practice. Namaste.